Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will be talking about Apple and specifically why Apple and Samsung are rivals and more. Enjoy the video. Apple Incorporated is one of the most widely recognized and popular companies the world over. Apple products have been synonymous with innovation, sleek design, and approachable user interfaces for millions of users and for multiple decades. Nonetheless, the company retains its fair share of competitors. Given that Apple operates in the desktop and laptop computer, smartphone, and entertainment technology spaces, it faces competition from an ever-growing array of peers and from a number of different sides.
To thank you for watching this video, we're offering you an absolutely free training webinar. Do you want to learn the secret of improving all aspects of your life and unlocking what you're really capable of? The legendary Bob Proctor spent over 57 years learning this one thing and is hosting a free webinar where he reveals what he's learned and what actually works. He'll teach you the law of compensation, a secret only the mega wealthy know of but not taught in our educational system, and the impression of increase, the law of laws that will increase areas in all aspects of your life, whether it be in health, relationships, or wealth. Right now, the first 200 people to use the link below will get access to this free webinar. Now, let's get back to the video.
Many of Apple's primary competitors are primarily manufacturers of computers. Dell Technologies, DVMT, is a manufacturer of both desktop and mobile computing devices and one of Apple's primary competitors. The rivalry between these two companies goes back many years, with Dell even attempting to corner some of Apple's share of the mobile music player market with its Dell DJ, designed as an early competitor to the iPod. Dell has participated in numerous acquisitions and other partnerships in recent years, though it does not offer smartphones. Lenovo Group is another computer manufacturer that competes with Apple. This Chinese company offers consumer PCs, as well as mobile phones and other electronics. In this way, Lenovo competes with Apple on many different product lines. HP Inc., HPQ, has a history dating back to 1939 as part of the original Hewlett-Packard, most recently, the company focuses on affordable consumer computer products. One of HP's strengths is its broad, global presence, making it a particularly strong Apple competitor outside the US. Another major Apple competitor is Sony Corp. SNE. Sony personal computers are incredibly popular in many markets around the world. Sales of its computer products have helped to launch Sony into the top ranks of electronics companies, and the company now offers an array of electronics from personal consumer products to video game consoles. The Taiwanese company Isis Tech Computer Inc., better known under the brand name Asus, has a long history of creating affordable PC components, peripherals, and more recently, tablets and smartphones. Asus began as a manufacturer of motherboards, and it has grown over nearly 30 years to become a leader in the global IT market. Among the most significant Apple products is the iPhone. As in the computer space though, Apple has not completely dominated the market. Samsung, a South Korean company producing both personal computers and smartphones, is a major competitor, particularly for the iPhone. The Samsung Galaxy and Note series have been responsible for reductions in iPhone sales for many years. Today, Samsung has developed into one of the largest and most profitable companies, both in the Asian region and in the world overall. There are many additional competitors which seek to target a small portion of Apple's services or products. Further, because the technology field is always changing and growing, there are frequently new companies entering the fray as well. With all of the competition, the consumer benefits from expanded innovation and lowered prices. I met in with a solution to Apple's life or death problem hidden deep in my pocket, Hwang wrote. In the course of their meeting, he pulled out the NAND flash memory, as it was called, and put it on the table. He called it my trump card. His pitch? Flash memory was a much more lightweight and efficient storage device than the traditional hard disk, and Samsung was one of few companies that could guarantee a rock-solid supply. This is exactly what I wanted, Jobs said of Samsung's flash memory, according to Hwang. He agreed to make Samsung the sole supplier of flash memory for the iPod. It was the moment that marked the beginning of our dominance in the US semiconductor market, Hwang wrote. With that, Samsung had a launchpad from which to eventually get into smartphones. When they came out, they would go from supplier to competitor. Jobs was livid when Samsung released its smartphone in 2009.
To thank you for watching this video, we're offering you an absolutely free training webinar. Have you ever wondered how to end procrastination and self-sabotage so you can unleash your full potential to live the life you deserve? #1 best-selling author and high-performance coach Peter Sage is hosting a free webinar where he'll teach you how to increase your wealth with less time and struggle, and also how to hyper-boost your growth and success so you can finally break out of any rut you find yourself in. Right now, Peter and his team are offering a free $100 gift to anyone who doesn't find his webinar as the best use of their time within the last 5 years. Now, let's get back to the video.
As he told biographer Walter Isaacson, he wanted to launch thermonuclear war on Android, the operating system used in Samsung phones. Samsung was the Apple iPhone chip supplier that dared to compete directly against Apple by making a similar-looking smartphone, and with the Android operating system, which Jobs abhorred. Jobs was prepared to sue. Tim Cook, as Apple's supply chain expert, was wary of endangering the relationship with a supplier that Apple depended on. When Samsung Vice Chairman Jay Lee, who was then the company's chief customer officer, visited the Cupertino campus, Jobs and Cook expressed their concerns to him. Apple drafted a proposal to license some of its patents to Samsung for $30 per smartphone and $40 per tablet, with a 20% discount for cross-licensing Samsung's portfolio back to Apple. For 2010, that revenue would have come to $250 million. In the end, Samsung's lawyers reversed the offer. Since Apple was copying Samsung's patents, they argued, Apple had to pay Samsung. In April 2011, Apple filed multiple lawsuits, spanning dozens of countries, against Samsung for patent infringement. It demanded $2.5 billion in damages. Samsung quickly countersued for infringement of 5 patents relating to its wireless and data transmission technology. The war was on. Samsung executives felt Apple was trying to create a monopoly with generic patents like the iPad's black rounded rectangle shape, a patent so silly that a court threw it out. "We are going to patent it all," Jobs once said. He also blatantly mocked Samsung and other competitors, calling their larger phones Hummers. "No one's going to buy that," he said at a press conference in July 2010. Samsung's management team didn't take Jobs' attack lightly. "I am talking to you on a phone right now that Apple just copied," Brian Wallace, Samsung's former vice president for strategic marketing, told me years later. "I got a Note Edge. It's a giant fucking phone that Steve Jobs made fun of." Who was right? Samsung was right. Samsung's greatest strength was its ability to manufacture superior hardware faster than any of its competitors through its vast, strict, top-down management system and its superior supply chain. But the work of the marketers at Samsung was frustratingly subpar. Samsung didn't use people in its commercials, just product and voiceover, and talking about the product benefit, said Samsung's chief marketing officer, Todd Pendleton. Rather than pitch consumers on why Samsung was great, marketing stories were framed around the telecom carriers, telling a story around their network and why their network is great. The South Korean headquarters, meanwhile, sent over goofy and culturally inappropriate commercials that incited rebellion among the Americans on staff. "They wanted us to use butterflies," said former marketing vice president Clyde Robertson. He called the ads Hello Kitty. "We need more creativity." Dale Sohm, the CEO of Samsung Telecommunications America, the Texas mobile phone office, exclaimed in a meeting in 2010, according to a senior manager who was present. Dale reported to mobile chief J.K. Shin. He had been tasked with turning things around in America, Samsung's toughest market, given the iPhone's huge popularity. "I want someone who's got tattoos all over his arms and earrings." When Dale put out a call for a new chief marketing officer, a headhunter zeroed in on Pendleton. Pendleton had been an unconventional marketer at Nike, an impresario and master brand builder. He had been offbeat and irreverent in the ads he crafted and sharp and to the point in the way he communicated. Todd, however, had never worked at a tech company before and didn't know the industry. As a tech specialist, the company reached out to a former BlackBerry digital marketer named Brian Wallace. Pendleton and Wallace quickly got to work. The two marketing executives brought aboard 36 marketers and treated the office as a black box operation. "We had to be somewhat insular to be able to pull some of this stuff off," said a team member. They were worried about meddling from South Korea's bureaucracy. Dale provided air cover from headquarters, giving them an unusual degree of latitude and space to get their work done. In 2011, at Samsung's U.S. headquarters, Pendleton gathered about 50 people into a meeting. He approached the whiteboard and wrote, "Samsung equals ? Who are we?" he asked. "What do we stand for?" Then he went around the room and asked everyone to fill in their ideas. "I got about 50 different answers," he said. For Todd Pendleton, it was alarming. "If we can't answer that as employees, consumers are not going to know who we are." On a chart of competitors in their space, with style for the vertical and innovation for the horizontal axis, they placed Apple and Sony in the upper right quadrant, marking them as both stylish and innovative. Samsung, on the other hand, still lacked brand power. It was raised only slightly on the style axis, while it was far to the left on the innovation axis. In other words, consumers saw Samsung as having little of either. Less stylish, less innovative. More functional. Good quality and value. With Apple and Sony commanding and fiercely protecting that stylish and innovative space, could Samsung find an opening? In focus groups and surveys, the marketers noticed there was a growing divide between two camps: those who used Apple's iPhones and those who used smartphones from HTC, Samsung, and Nokia, which ran Google's quickly growing open-source operating system, Android. During the third quarter of 2011, Samsung surged past Apple to the #1 spot among phone manufacturers based on shipments. No longer was the smartphone war a battle between Apple and a tangle of obscure Android Me Too phones. Now it was a two-horse race. Everyone else had fallen by the wayside. Trucks carrying fresh apples started arriving at the Texas headquarters of Samsung. Bushel baskets were placed in the elevator banks and break rooms, so that wherever Samsung employees took a coffee break, they were reminded of their mission to take a bite out of Apple. That's it for this video. Thank you for reading. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you like our content. Goodbye.